Why perform all the madrigals of Monteverdi, and why in order, book by book? And why then publish 3 discs, Cremona, Mantua, and Venice? Well, I suppose the obvious answer is because Monteverdi wrote madrigals throughout his life, and so they form a sort of musical autobiography of one of the great composers of the early Baroque. But there's more to it than that, I think. Monteverdi is born in 1567, when Palestrina is at the height of his powers. And so he's born into the High Renaissance. And of course, in his first books, we hear that influence. He's, of course, susceptible to all influences around him, and he writes as a Renaissance composer. And then, little by little, to the 4th book, when he's had an experience of Mantua, experience of other composers who are testing the boundaries of composition, he writes different music. And then the 5th book, he introduces instruments, and those instruments liberate the solo singer so that we can have conversations between singers. And then, of course, into the 7th book, where we get extraordinary virtuosity, and then the 8th book, where we are basically in opera. And so we have a moment where not only the solo voice is liberated, but harmony is liberated, and all of this in service of the text, in order to create dramatic music. And it's this dramatic music that we see being formed little by little throughout the composition of the madrigals, from Cremona, where he's born, to Mantua, where he forms himself as a composer, and to Venice, where he writes his final operas. We feel and we hear this extraordinary transition in music, which is effectively the birth of modern music.